Hello everybody, Glitch here. I'm back for another Lycanites equipment combos video, and this is my Backstorm design. It's a new a thought on a few things. I'm going to, this one's mostly about pursuing an enemy, trying to get them to back up and chase them down. So it's kind of one that's, in a way, aggressive and defensive in its own take, because it's going to be trying to take advantage of the fear aspect of the Banshee Eye and serious boosted damage. So this is going to be one to just go really aggressive while chasing them down. So it might be interesting to see if I can theoretically maybe back an enemy into a corner with this, because it would be kind of good for... Oh, and as you can see on the side there, I have a new way of displaying it, because... yeah, I mean, come on. I had to. I had to do the potato thing. It's just too darn cute. And for that matter, it actually seems to work pretty good. I mean, I think I have a better way of maneuvering it in the future, make it look a little better. But I'm gonna try right now. Actually, so never mind that. I got an idea. Give me back the thing for a second here. Oh, it doesn't come with a name? Seriously? I'm gonna have to... Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna have to rename you again. Because I do want a custom name on this. So, slight interruption here. But I think I came up with a better way to do this. Just slightly. And it's actually a pretty simple idea. Okay. Maybe I should look for a clearer glass. Do I have a super clear glass around here? Because I know that there's Tinkers. But is that like a super clear glass? Because I know that there's like a different type that it sometimes has. There we go. You see, that would... I meant to actually grab it out, but can I even... No, I'd have to do the other thing. Thickened glass, it's pretty much the same. So, I'm just going to, magical fortified glass, thickened glass, there we go. Wait, that's not... Is that the one? I wanted clear glass. Clear glass. The clearest of glass. Or at least I think it's the clearest of glass. Yeah, we'll see. You see, I want to at least be able to kind of see the edges so that I can see how it looks in it. So let's try... Okay, that works, and you can even kind of look into it a little bit and see from like different angles how it looks with it. So it's cool, and it does render in the inside, and I can get this guy to dance a bit more with it. Yeah, but is the other one really clearer? I'm having a slight deducement in glass here. This was clear glass from Tinker's Construct. Clear glass, thickened glass from extra utilities, reinforced glass, ineffable glass. It's not the glass I'm looking for. Glowing glass, dark glass, thickened glass, bordered. I wouldn't want it bordered. I'd want it not bordered. Can I maybe try it with the other type? Thickened glass this way. Is this less bordered? Because I'm trying to find out what is the... Nope, that's almost identical. Never mind. I think I've got it as good as I can. So that's just as far as it shall go, apparently. So thank you, NATO the Potato, for showing up and having a new way of displaying my weapon tools. So, yeah. Anyhow, as I was saying, this one's going to be very aggressive design, and as usual, you'll be needing these special blocks. The Lesser Equipment Forge, which is a crafting table and a wooden axe. The Greater Equipment Forge is that, plus an iron block. And the Master Equipment Forge, which is the only one you'll ever really need because it can handle all the parts and not have to downgrade anything, is a Greater Equipment Forge plus a diamond block. You'll also be needing an equipment infuser to level them up, and that is a lesser equipment forge, and surround it in the crafting table with lapis lazuli. That's 8 pieces, not 1. I just put that there for illustration. And remember, I do always base these off what level 3 of all parts will be. So they always represent the final version of what you're going through. And yeah, I think this little guy might actually be able to kind of rival the wall display version here. Maybe, finally. I mean, I found other ways to display it over time. Just all sorts of ways. And I'm still trying to figure out what is the absolute best way to model off Lycanites equipment. And that one's still pretty far up there. This is kind of close, although maybe if I could find an even clearer glass that has no borders and it's like almost invisible. You know, I almost serious. I just remembered what I really need. Let's what I really need is let me see if I can do this right. Oops, it's I didn't mean to. Did I hit backspace the wrong time? I probably did. Thank you. Okay. Uh-oh. That's a slight problem. It's visible while you're in creative, and I don't want that. Okay. What? Okay, it didn't render for a second there. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm distracted with just trying to get this figured out, just the best way to do this. So I'm back to the idea of using thickened glass, because it seems to be the best one for now. If I can find one that doesn't have any visible border, that's also in my mod pack for now, then I'll use it, but I don't think there is one that really fills all that at once. So I'm kind of gonna have to ponder that for a while, but I might figure out something eventually. Maybe there's another substance that's not really technically related to glass that's even clearer, because there's a few things I can kind of think of, but I don't know if they're gonna be quite this kind of clear, and that's the thing, is I need like a better transparency. So yeah, I'll maybe figure it out eventually, but for now at least the potato has an interesting way of showing it off. But yeah. Anyhow, back to the equipment itself. As usual, I'll be telling about how to work with all the different parts and stuff. And, you know, this is getting just a little too dramatic for me hyping this up, so I need to, Sorry, music, I usually like you, but something about this is just getting me super hyper, so let's get away from the music for a while. Okay. But yeah, for the parts, their base part will be a Wendigo antler. Wendigos like very frosty areas, especially pools of ooze you randomly find around the world, but maybe some nice Arctic environments like a cold tundra, or maybe a bit of, you know, anywhere frosty like a nice plains might show up. So look for a frostfell and you'll find them. This will add several things, including a little bit of extra damage of its own, but the major thing is it will help slow your enemy down, and it does add both a head and a pommel slot. And as I've kind of said before, I like it whenever you can put in a pommel, because that gives you that one little extra bit to it that you can use to spice it up a bit, or even really complement the design. I mean, they can really complete one. Now, your pommel will be a Vespid stinger. These Vespids, they show up in jungles, but also if you have mob events enabled, the swarm will bring them to you. Of course, it'll also bring some other various creatures to you, so keep that in mind. But hey, at least whenever you have mob events on, you can get parts from all over the place without necessarily having to go all over the place. So, happy hunting either way you choose. Just know that mob events are off by default these days rather than on by default. I don't know which version he flipped it. I'm thinking he probably did that around the combat update transition. Or something like that. So, it's somewhere around there. Anyhow, this part gives both poison and penetration. So, they're going to be really hurting, and this is where the idea of using this as a pursuit weapon will really come in. Because amping up the damage in more than one way will really clobber them. Now, the head part is a Banshee eye. Banshees like to hang out around underground structures, like mine shafts, for example, or strongholds. So, you'll find them around there. Now, they might show up in other, like, modded structures, too, like I have seen them in underground dragon lairs before. So, anything that counts as an underground structure, you'll probably be seeing a Banshee. And they will phase through blocks, so just note that before you have to ready yourself there, because they can pop up through the walls. And this will add the blade slot, and it also helps you summon Banshee, and it's one of the big reasons that I've designed this thing around is its fear effect, because you'll be getting mobs to back off from you, and hence why you'll be pursuing them. So it allows you to kind of chase them down with them constantly staying a little bit out of melee range, unless you somehow run fast enough to run directly into them. So that can work. And that's what this thing's kind of all about here. Now, the blade part will be a cinder blade. It will roast things quite well. And it also has the ability to, well, give you a bit of a ranged roasting with the ember shot spread. So you can fire an arc of ember shots, and rapid fire, too. So you've got yourself a kind of a flamethrower blade going here. And additionally, it will occasionally summon cinders. So that means you're going to get a couple summons here, and yeah, it's going to get roasty. Cinders will show up around fire. And I do mean like fire. Like they don't necessarily pop out of lava or just in a hot area. If there's an open fire, they might show up, but otherwise, not so much. So, will they show up around the nether a lot? Oh yeah. And the occasional forest fire that happens in Minecraft tends to make a lot of them. So if you get one of those moments where you pop into a forest and there happens to be like an open lava lake that's a little too close to the trees, you might have an army of cinders, so you're very likely to get a blade in such an incident. So, just saying. So let's pop it all together, give it the traditional renaming, and go on to a bit of a demo fight. Now, an interesting thing I found out about this one is I don't know if this was modified at some point or not. I may have to back check a little, or just ask, but you'll note that this thing's harvest type is sword. And only sword, so it's not really meant to be a big tool. But the block area that it harvests is pretty heavy. Now, I know he's had some recent updates. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I may have to... I don't know if I'm going to point that out to Lycanite, or if it's just going to revert on its own, or if it's going to just, like... Oh, Dreadstorm, that was it. I was pondering a few names for a while there, that's why I said that. But yeah, this thing has the power of fire and ice. So it's definitely an incoming storm. But yeah, I might have to ask him about how that works out. But yeah, I'm gonna fight another Greek Hydra, because as I said, the next time I was going out fighting one, I was going to be bringing another fire weapon. And over here is perfectly fine to do it, because it's not going to be, like, needing too big of an area. It's fairly flat area to fight with. So I think I'm going to be doing this. I don't need to... Well, I can at least show off what they look like dual-wielded for a moment. But I won't be really need my shield slot because I'll have something else that I'll be activating, so... it looks cool to dual-wield. It's just, not really gonna be as functional as it could be because, we'll see. But yeah, I've been kind of paying a little more attention to the Wendigo antler recently, so been giving it a little giving it a little love. And now I'm going to fight myself a Greek Hydra. And these are, again, if you're wondering which one I'm referring to as the Greek Hydra, it's the ones from Ice and Fire. As in, has nothing to do with the Twilight Forest. Or some other, or a certain other mod or two that has a Hydra in it. These are way more based on Greek mythology. That did not fill up my food all the way? Seriously? Okay, in that case, I'm going to have myself another apple of some sort. Do I not have a standard golden apple? Or is that a standard golden apple? Or is that like the gapple? It's definitely glowing like a gapple. Yeah, we're going in full gapple. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm going up against a pretty nasty boss. I mean, can I help it if maybe I have a few extra things? Yep, I'm hitting you with fire. You're running. You're running. Yes, you are. Of course, backing up might not be a good idea with this guy because he does have a semi-ranged attack, but it only has so much range. And he's out. Hey, you know what? It's kind of funny. It perfectly used my buffer, and nothing more. Wow. Okay, okay. The antidote charm was going full blast on that to resist all that poison. Because they are very, very toxic, and I still see another time that I did not receive the Hydra Heart. When will I get that as my boss trophy for doing this? Seriously. I've been kind of collecting boss trophies to just, as I'm going along as the series, just wondering if by the time I run out of combos just with the parts we have now, if I'll have collected, like, most of the boss trophies from my profile. But, some of them don't drop it every time. I don't know if that's just, because the thing is, I don't think those particular types of Hydras are really renewable. I think they have a lair. And if they have a lair, that means that they can... let me see, was this a... See, how long does that last? Only a few seconds. So I'd have to really have myself some immunizers to really just preemptively keep the poison off rather than use my charm. So, okay, that's fair. But yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to collect a few boss trophies because I have my trophy wall over here. Whenever I'm demoing this, and you can see there's nothing from the Greek Hydra yet because it has not dropped a Hydra Heart. I mean, I somehow got rotten flesh from it, I think, and that does not seem in any way themed to the Greek Hydra. But I mean, it's kind of poisonous when you eat it, but that's about it. Oh well. Anyhow, I guess I'll be logging off for now. Hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody.